That's true, yeah. Even like magic resistance to your allies when you have an Undying internet.
Pure queen draft.
Looks like a hero they've been pretty too, playing through their matches.
5 seconds remaining.
See,
A bounty beast.
I assume the bounty must be some sort of an idea versus Necrophos with like the track and just like amping the damage back on him, and maybe the Undying too because he just like is suicidal, so he gives you gold.
And there it is. There's the champ.
Sap got it.
I think it's a lane stabilizer, which is good against Rubik, who's kind of weak in lane. Be good against Undying to shut that down. Also good potentially to save allies again. Reaper Scythe.
It's second phase.
Now that is interesting. It does not look like. Okay, so we'll just get yeah. I guess with the Chen that makes a lot of sense. Maybe kind of walking into that one.
Hey, look what's on the highest rated picks from SAP. There's a Meepo.
Very good Meepo.
It is a Meepo.
Counters Marana leaps. Guarantees tombstone kills, basically. Guarantees chain disable on Necrophos. If he uses the second skill, you can just mass poof, deal a lot of damage.
Does it come out here in position 4?
Meepo?
Yeah, it'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yes,
I don't
it
mean
would.
position 4, I mean the fourth pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, no. The position 4 Meepo, now that would be something.
Yeah,
Oh, they actually don't have.
That would be the wildest call we've ever made.
They actually don't.
Miss my arrows.
I know. I need my arrows, or I get totally lost.
But boy, do I love this overlay, Trent.
Yes. Good. So Chen can play in lane with the Tiny. That could just be their combo right there. Playing like aggressively is a little bit of a duo. I feel like Chen's these days are mostly playing as 5s though. Kind of like chilling in the safe lane, using one harass, maybe wrong.
Like ganking and lane pressuring the Necros feels so easy too.
That.
That's not bad either.
A strange hero.
Anti-mage was banned out in the last series that we had here on the mainstream.
Matches pretty well against Undying in lane. You'll lose your health, but you just drain his mana, which prevents. The works pretty good against Necro at various stages. Like getting Reaper Scythe is almost impossible. Morana is usually pretty magic heavy too. It's like they're actually pretty all in on magic damage. I mean, they'll have Undying ulti at least to amp damage, but it was actually pretty solo survivable this game.
It's like a Nig. I feel like I just want to like flip the switch and just go. Because as you're saying, I feel like they definitely have damage issues heading late. Not a whole lot you can do to solve that. Similar.
EVOS Ham for the last pick here though, right?
We'll get to see at least what sort of defense NiP will have, and maybe if it is valuable enough to stick with Cogna.
So what's the AM counter? Physical damage. It's kind of single target.
What's the classic counter?
Oh, sweet, sweet magic. Now, AM is just a hero that, like, the whole idea of how he plays is just so gone that a lot of those, like, more it's just a fail.
Meepo is technically the best counter. The Dota ODPA Troll.
Troll was the one I had on my list of heroes that might come up, and
I like Troll against Tiny too.
yeah,
Radeon team
tricky one is the other hero.
PA could work. Kind of like it against Lena. Kind of hard to land the stun. Against Tiny it doesn't sound that great, but it's also kind of good.
I think they...
Are they at another place?
Yeah, I think they might just go, like, DK or something. I don't know, I feel like they're
Like a
trying
safe
to...
spot.
Some way to just, like, push the game forward. I think that I would rather just try and play a faster game. Yeah, I don't think you want late versus...
5 seconds remaining.
So as we were saying earlier on, if their favoured heroes right now are Jakiro, Necro, Rubik, Ogre, Brew.
Radeon team pick.
It is not a Medusa.
Do not go with the Medusa. Invoker anti-mage. Mike, the greed is real.
Is it?
My goodness. This is Alina AM Invoker game. This is Alina...
No.
Is it Alina support off?
It's probably support. I mean, it could be Tiny as well, but it's probably support. They're just gonna go Quasflex Invoker. They're gonna get a Spirit Vessel. They're gonna put it on the Necro, and they're gonna freaking kill Necro. Is every chance they can put it on Undying, put it on any hero that's about to get healed. It is like a prime Spirit Vessel EMP game. I think this is pretty straightforward for NiP what they want to do. They're just gonna do 4-man stuff around the map while AM AFK farms. EVOS cannot kill the AM easily with the current heroes that they have unless they do like a lift into arrow. Even like Reaper how's that gonna work? Like they just actually don't have AM solutions with their draft. Their draft look cool, but like they just like found the carry that counters that. And now they found a mid that's also good against. Maybe they'll have a good solution here.
They go for the Beastmaster, which the SAP bot was telling us 3 rounds ago.
Okay. Well, Beast kind of sucks at level 1 right now. His axes got nerfed in a big way, but he can work later on. He's got a way to hunt AM at least and lock down. And if he goes like Medallion, maybe it can be enough damage for his team. But
really good anti-mage act. Saying. There's like Scythe and there's the Roar, there's like Telekinesis. Everything is just this single target. Like, oh man. Whew. I've been gunning for that thing in this game.
There's the overview. The connections in green signifying good synergy. Not a huge amount on both sides. It has to be set, and also the red threat assessment is also pretty...
Threat assessment.
However,
I feel like it's like the robots of the future.
Looks like DEFCON 4 for EVOS in this game, though. That's an incredibly greedy set of picks from NiP, isn't it?
I wouldn't say
in some
incredibly.
ways.
No.
It's a little greedy.
The AM is a little greedy. What else is greedy?
Crossbox Invoker's like, it's not as active as other mids. I think he's on like the higher echelon. He's like
but it's the
in
active
levels.
version of Invoker outside of Sunstrike. That's why it's going to be okay. I mean, I don't know what his mid matchup is because they picked, maybe it's like a Mirana or something, but I just feel like NiP's a better team. They don't, Evo has a good AM solution, so I feel like they're going to be able to play the game they want. They're going to play better. They're going to create space for AM, and AM's going to get out of control. 25, 30 minutes.
Okay. Trent, quickly.
35.
I could see them doing it. I'll take EVOS. Why not? I could see this working.
Take your win.
They got the speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean...
Trust the Beast, guys.
This is the guy that picked the Night Stalker as being the most popular pick here at the ESL ONE Hamburg. Who knows? Let's head to our commentary team and find out whether Kyle is impressed with his NiP draft, as he after giving me a thumbs up in the background as well. He's alongside Odie Pixel. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Paul. Yes, indeed, getting ready for this one, EVOS versus NiP. And yeah, Carl, what got us anti-mage coming in?
I think it's just cool. Big throwback, all the way to the TI1, TI era, where Chen animated combo. They still complement each other very well. Chen's going to secure the laning phase, give AM space, and kind of make up for Chen's lack of map controls. Plus, the Crossbox Invoker goes all the way back to like when Black was playing with BG Gaming around the TI4 era when they were dominant. Like, it's super powerful, especially as a counter to Undying. So you drop the Tomb, Tornado EMP, all of a sudden, team fights changed, you have incredible peel, and they don't have any method of killing the Invoker. Just kind of run away from the Tomb.
Yeah, that's true. And of course, sort of the setup, you know, those big game fights, a good EMP into a mana void, you know, that can be a crazy amount of damage if they find the opportunity to lay that down onto someone. But definitely, it's going to be a very interesting match to see, because what do we know? EVOS, they have managed to take a game so far against Complexity. They're coming into this one, obviously considering records and the lineups. This is going to be the much bigger challenge for EVOS here at this LAN in terms of the series they play today. And NiP, I mean, do you think, would NiP have drafted this anti-mage if they were against, say, another team? Say if they were against, like, a VP or a Secret or an EG, or do you think this is pretty much a, you know, a we're better than you pick?
I think you're right on that. I feel like it's similar to Alchemist, which is the ultimate we're better than you hero. You get punished a lot harder by teams more talented, whereas when you're already favored, you have more experience. AM puts the emphasis on the other team to, and especially when you're comboing.
First blood? What is this? I can't get out of it.
Down ace. Texas got another light strike holding them back, but EVOS, they're going to be the ones bullying NiP away from these bounty runes. And in fact, they look like they may even be in position to grab all 4 here. As they don't get anything, they get a second kill. As EVOS, they start the game with 2 kills and all 4 bounty runes.
Well played. That's what you got to do against a Chen AM, right? Pressure them away from the bounties. Like, you shouldn't be able to fight that. I think if you're NiP there, you make a big mistake trying to contest both sides because you lose those 2v2s.
I mean, it really did see this sort of play, this sort of drop. Maybe NiP have come in a little too cocky. We'll see. They've got to be careful as they start the game 1k behind, down to those 2 kills and 4 bounty runes. I don't think I've ever seen a team start a game with 2 kills and all 4 bounties. That does not happen every day.
Definitely not. Maybe in a few of your pubs, but professional play, it's quite rare.
Yes. Well, let's see. So these lanes, what do we got? Which lane do you think is going to be the most one-sided lane for either team? Is there sort of a matchup we're seeing on these side lanes or in the middle that you feel like someone's going to really struggle?
I think top lane's very difficult with the Tiny Lina combination. You don't really have the ability. These heroes they have static damage output. You have your spell combos and that's it. And you're playing against 2 heroes with an 8 self-sustain that have far more harass potential as well. And you get out-regened up here. They're just going to be saved by the fact that Tiny can pick up a tree. You know, it's just most people have to last hit with their bare hands, but he's always going to be able to get at least 50%.
See Wymon wrap around. Saxa already. Yeah, absolutely. Just a bit of a chase down. Saxa has got another light strike, so should be fine, but getting absolutely beat down by Whitemon there as he's forced back out away from that top lane. Definitely looking to have that speed, you said you'd imagine to see. They do turn, get the light strike onto Whitemon. Deal's going to be there from Illogic. Whitemon actually getting blocked up by the creeps, but the Fairy Fire comes in, turns around, gets the decay, still alive for now. 33 trying to find that final touch, but a good juke around the trees keeps Whitemon safe. As he's under the tower, 33 does try and have a bit of a look, but he tanks 2 tower hits for that one. He can turn around and punch this. Solrip claps there with a mango. Whitemon gets the kill onto 33. A 3rd kill for EVOS. As mid lane, Rada go over a little bit here by Face. Circle will turn with the cold snap. There's a wrap around. Look at this movement from the Rubik. You can't expect this as Fada. As there we go. Flight shoes there with the control. Fada's gone. And EVOS, a 4th kill in this laning stage, just 2 minutes in.
Walk through the ward as well. Not sure that Fada should have been caught sleeping there. But that's the benefit of playing so aggressively in the mid lane. Fada has no time to look to his right because there's a Murano on his hill pressuring him under tower. Rook shows up and Peter's a little preoccupied microing. However, the AM does have a free lane. This is the benefit of the Chen safe lane strategy. In the past, you typically go like aggro tri-lane with the Chen aggressive, whereas nowadays, you get Q level 1, then you take this hard camp creep, and all of a sudden, it's effectively 3 heroes in this bottom lane against Rubik Beastmaster. This is a great move by Rubik though.
And NiP are able to get themselves on the board and kills top lane. 2 of them are able to punish Whitemon. Did see he was hanging around very low on HP and mana. Maybe Whitemon getting a little carried away with the start that he was able to get. Not backing up to heal, costing his life. And now, of course, like Face across one in the middle. I mean, he's hanging around. He's got to be careful. We'll back up and he's got some regen coming out on that with Courier.
Great man swap. See that?
Logic. Come on, keeping Sacha away from this attempt from 33. CS with this anti-mage is the big warrior. This is a free farm anti-mage. Lane, Fada, laying around facing one, went very deep for the attempt on the kill and he gets punished. Good outplay from Fada there with the tornado usage. Punishes Face over.
You know, that seems like feels like basically just played himself.
It's top. Whitemon gets himself a bit of revenge. 8 sacks are down. It's a real brawl on this top lane between these dual lanes. Of course, absolutely going at it. Fada's able to secure himself that ace room top.
The problem is this anime. As soon as he has Treads Aquila down here, he can be effectively left alone, and you don't have a real method of killing him without investing 2 cores. You need the Roar into a Scythe or a Marana arrow, and it's very difficult to take down a hero like AM. That's right.
And they're getting kills, more kills on the top lane. So they take down Illogic. Chew. There's smoke coming with the wraparound onto Fada. This could be a good setup. Fada does not look ready to expect this one. There's a few right clicks, telekinesis, and the finish off from Facehugger secures the kill onto Fada once again. Chew doing his best to make these movements mid, keep his Mirana on top.
And he's uphill, down bottom, spots out. Even though it's nighttime, you get a glimpse of it. He awarded that high ground, so Sentry soon found him spawn in 2 seconds.
Oh, look at this, Chew. He goes from that mid-rotation straight up towards the top to help sort of brawl with 33 and Sax and back up Whitemon. Bouncy runes. MC2 go the way of NiP, 1 go the way of Chew. Maybe Chew could look to set up for a kill as they're chasing down Sax and Sax trying to hide in the tree lines, but they're on top of them. They've got the telekinesis drag back, and Sax will get punched down. Mid lane cold snaps on Facehugger. He's in a lot of trouble. He's got to be careful. Does have a leap in the south available and will back up and south. Bottom lane, Aviel, he's going to be open to abuse from Ace and PPD as they'll start to dive him. Will try and bottle himself back to safety, but there's no escape for the Beastmaster. As a kill secured for Ace, more money into the bank account of this free farm anti-mage.
I'm very surprised that last Master. If you get the opportunity to 10-pick something against an anti-mage, it needs to be an answer. Some sort of counter that throughout the entire game is going to be deal with them. I feel like Legion Commander was the only one really left to them, or at least something like an axe, so I think that was banned. Beastmaster has no game down bottom, and he has no method of getting back into this game either. It's a tempo hero, much like the entire EVOS draft is predicated on him being ahead in the mid game, and at this rate, that's not going to happen.
So, coming here with the Avalanche, Light Strike, he's got the Ghost Shroud, comes in before the Tree Toss, and Whitemon's there with the wraparound. Also, Chew seeing if he can get a look in, see if Sax oversteps the mark as he waits. Looks for the Lina to go forward a bit now. They chop the Tombstone, get the control with the telekinesis, and Sax is taken down. Chew really making the movements all across this map. This is some fantastic Rubik opening in the first 6 minutes.
He hasn't made a misstep just yet, and this is a game where they really have no moves. Like, I'm not going to say EVOS is out of this game, but like this is a very difficult early game for a Rubik to play, and he has given himself an incredible foothold.
They're looking to go in again. Saxa, TP's back, but look, Chew and Whitemon, they're still there ready and waiting. He does get the 2-man Light Strike, but can they get the grab? Telekinesis indeed, Chew's got the control, blocking Saxa off here with the body blocks, allowing the Death Pod to go through. He's trying to get himself back towards the shrine, but the Soul Rift there from Whitemon, taking Saxa straight out of the lane as quickly as he came to it. We are going to see more rotations now as I believe PPD is heading over to do something about this problem. PPD got himself the Sea Creep and the Satire Tormentor, throws the nuke down onto Whitemon. Whitemon has got a fair bit of strength stolen, so he'll be okay. He's able to walk away. PPD's able to push them off, but isn't able to find anything in return.
This is the best ward to play around as Dire in the safe lane. Mirana collapsing as well. Facehugger's here to set up. Lift.
See what they can do. There are 3 members still here of NiP.
They're going to know there's a ward.
Control. Set up onto Whitemon. Facehugger throws an arrow. Only catches onto the Tiny, and Fada's going to be there as well. Good leap to dodge the Tornado. Chew still gets caught. Whitemon trying his best to retreat, but the toss forward there. Fada in position to pop down the MP onto Chew. They'll get the Rubik. The rest of them backing off. 4-man movement there from NiP to get them out of that area of the map. Does get them a kill.
It's worth. Even if they don't get that kill, you're fine forcing a 4v4 because you know that down bottom you have an AM versus Beastmaster. That's an 80-20 matchup, and your anti-mage is 100% the win condition in this game. You just need to buy time. If it's even in minutes, you're gonna. So just keep forcing this. Waste EVO's time and ensure you don't lose towers.
And so you see that paying off in the numbers. 46 and 19 on the CS at the moment for Ace. A lot of tasty solo XP to benefit him. Chew's trying to do his best to pick up a little bit of action from this lane, but it's going to be very hard to kill this anti-mage without a rotation from the Necrofossil and Mirana.
It's just so hard to play against this hero when you have nothing that can actually lane it. As soon as he hits a Tread's Battle Fury timing, he can blink on any solo
just take
core
all your mana away.
Yep.
And you're done. You're done in the lane. There, I've got 3 members down and out. Aviel does have the Primal Roar ready, so a Roar into an arrow would do it, but look, he's playing safe. Ace knows.
I mean, it's pretty, I don't want to say it's like a basic rotation, but I mean, it is. Even with the Aquila, he knows that the moment you make this move, this is the Radeon advantage where you just don't have to give a damn about your bottom safe lane tower.
Quick combo for the 33, nearly finishes off Whitemon. He does get the heal off. Now, Aviel will TP top. They've got the Tombstone down, they're chasing down 33 behind the trees. 33 in trouble. Reaper's Scythe comes down, takes him out of the game for 30 seconds. They do lose the Dire Courier there. To the neutrals, look like the Undying. Whitemon was not looking where his courier was going as it got sent out to him and got taken down by some neutrals.
I like that move though. You know the AM is TP'd up there. They ensure that, oh whoa, they might get him.
Oh,
caught an arrow.
Have they got the damage? Ace. It's able to just blink off in time. This will be thrown out, but won't quite clip onto him. But yeah,
That's
he's
good.
nearly thrown away his life there.
And something that we've seen now, it used to be just the elite teams, but now even tier 2 squads learn how to rotate properly around the map, where yeah, they commit 4 heroes to top, but they leave the Rubik. Gets a level, a lot of gold. You need to ensure that if you're going to abandon a lane, push that hard, just let someone soak up those free creep waves, because they represent a hero kill this early.
Around here. Onto PPD, Ace, focusing on logic. They've got the light strike rate down as well. Does get the Ghost Shroud out, so I'm going to save him from the mana boy. They'll lose PPD, but Ace gets a kill onto a core. So, good trade for NiP, and get their anti-mage involved early in the fight. Of course, do about this a bit hang around. Build towards those early necro books. Ace's farm still continuing to get pretty out of control.
It was a good sequence though for EVOS. I mean, better than they can expect, because they have slowed down Animage. Could easily be 5k net worth if they hadn't forced him to rotate and move out of lane a couple of times. Their issue is just going to be, how do they actually kill towers? Because if you don't take tier 1s, inevitably AM gets Battle Fury and starts to beat the entire jungle.
Lane fodder. Go onto Logic here, but Logic's got back up from BO2. Deafening Blast comes out, doesn't have the Reaper Scythe available, so didn't have that extra bit of lockdown and damage required to kill off the Invoker, so Fodder's able to walk it off. Big catch from the two of them, yeah, 5 seconds until the Reaper Scythe's back online. Fodder's still playing around with them. Just have to be a little careful now that the ult's up on Necrophos.
I really like Ace just decided to go for treads instead of rushing free straight away. I like that decision. Would have preferred he do that earlier, but I like that he recognized, like, hey, I just need to stay on map and continue to apply some sort of pressure. I can't force. Like, it just feels bad playing unless you're free. And I think that this is what's going to allow him to just lane up off lane against Marana.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tombstone here, but it's going to quickly be farmed here by PPD and Saxer, as they'll get 150 extra gold here for these Chen. For 6, less than a 1k lead, very close game at the moment. In a game that's close at 11 minutes, is that good or bad for the team of the anti?
Definitely good, it's a good game. And I like the way that they're moving the map as well, where AM's top and Invoker's bottom. These two heroes are incredibly difficult to take down. They can hold these towers, and then now have the freedom to move and kind of shift where NiP is going to apply the tempo. In the meantime, Tiny Lena, you can't pressure mid lane with the Beastmaster, so effectively they force stalemates in all 3 lanes, and that's just buying time.
They have sort of sat the couple down here. They really want to try and make a move onto Fada. I'll say Fada plays. Got vision on him. They drop the meteor. If Whitemon and BO2 can get the wraparound, they'll have a good shot at getting this kill. Extra TPs are coming in though. It's getting harder by the minute. And Saxer is there. PPD is also there with the wraparound. EVOS may have waited a little too long to make the play. A 4 TP coming in from NiP. As they'll focus down BO2. Moonlight Shadow will not save him as they've got the nuke damage to dispose of him. 33's also got the avalanche. Doesn't have the vision though. Whitemon and Illogic will be kept safe under cover of the Moonlight Shadow.
Issue is, again, Ace just chilling up top. He's fine laning against Marana. He's no threat whatsoever. And even if he's trading evenly, no qualms for this. Good job on NiP. Power, get a kill. Beastmaster feels very ineffective. He needs a great game somewhere.
All the means to deal with the Ghost Shroud. Doesn't matter if he pops it early or late. There's going to be this huge amount of magical burst or physical. Either way, it's a hard game at the moment for Illogic to stay alive when there's 3 heroes on top of it.
Just look at the way NiP plays. They have a defensive safe lane ward. Even though there's 3 heroes there, they place another ward and they just back away. They're going to push this lane from afar and chill at their tower. In the meantime, Invoker's mid, AM stop. They have no issue with this one.
On it. Down, as it were. Locked to this tier 1 mid. TP does come in from here. Look. Cross. Stage 3. Buys onto Facehugger around this room. Facehugger. 14-minute one. Does manage to grab it. He's able to get him with the stun. Still
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ace's anti-mage.
Radiant's bottom tower
Net
is
worth
under
6k
attack.
at the moment. And ahead of the highest core on EVOS' lineup, that Marana. Demon Edge just about 600 gold away.
Beastmaster's got it.
But he start pushing up to find the pick off too, but Top Fada Good tornado onto the two of them. EMP down as well as they'll try and back up. Whitemon, low on mana, pops the stick charge. Still got enough to turn and fight. They'll look for the arrow. Does get the connection onto Fodder. Can they do anything with it to try to bring out Meal in range? Will the solid jump forward? The Hand of God comes in, but it's not enough to save Fodder as Invoker falls. EVOS trying to see if they can get more out of this engagement as Facehugger moving in, has the Arcane Rune popped as well, so he's going to have those extra sort of downtime on the nukes. You get the controller, Veal goes for the Pro on the side, he's found himself Saxa with the stick charges turns, Light Striker Ray is going to be juked out by a Veal. Saxa's still got the movement speed to get himself away by the looks of it. I don't know if Veal's going to be able to find this, as it's going to be EVOS looking at 33 instead. The rest of them surrounding the Tiny, looking for the bigger kill, and they'll get it. So they take down the Tiny, PPD, Chen, and the Invoker. 3 kills for EVOS.
That was excellent. I mean, that's what they needed to make happen. It's a very low percentage play, but they have to force that fight. Even though they had to preemptively drop the tomb, they know AM has no interest in this engagement, and you need to collect kills. They have to finish this tower as well. But once again, Fada just doing his best to delay the movement of EVOS. Just slow them down. Even if you lose this tower, make them waste another minute or two. That's very valuable time for your Animage, who's still free farming top.
Really is, and he's got that Battle Fury complete 15 minutes in. Fury treads and feel a very good timing. Still obviously vulnerable. Point where he really gets the Manta if they can catch him. Ball's going to be stolen. Here's PPD and Fada. Turn their attention towards the Veal. Moonlight Shadow's going to be out, but Dust is there. PPD prepared to find the big off. Says something else, I believe, is Illogic looking towards sort of this mid.
I don't know if I like this Force Staff on the next. I understand its reasoning.
What are you getting at this game against?
You want to juke the EMP.
Make sure you don't get losing.
The problem is you're still playing against a lot of stuns, right? I would much prefer him to go for more scaling items. It's really not a Radiance game, but at some point maybe you'd like a Hex and you can't go third item Hex when you already pick up a Force Staff. It could be a nice BKB game, but I feel like you need it's tough. I actually have no idea what you buy here. Maybe a Yules. If you're going to go for this sort of item, a Yules into a Lift will always land kills on the Animage, and Yules into Arrow is a very effective combination.
Too. With the blink that he stole from the Anti-Mage, he's got the setup straight in with the Roar and the Reaper's Scythe. That's 33 down. 45 seconds. One of the pluses of playing this Ribbing against the AM, you're always going to have that opportunity for an easy blink stick.
I love how Sox is playing this. Let me just consistently shoving waves, being a nuisance, and now here comes Fada to do the same.
Could put your setup here if EVOS aren't too careful. Can't group up. Fada look at the angle, gets the 2-man tornado, EMP down, but they'll ever remove themselves out of the range. No mana will be lost today. They can continue to push here with the Necro Book and making good use of that indeed. 17 minutes in, EVOS will be able to claim the tier 2 tower top away from NiP.
I really like the way they played that as well. You have to zone, because if you allow these heroes like Lina to come up and poke your creep wave, that push is dead. But they position the bird aggressively, they play aggressively, Undying, diving tower, and it's just a very well executed move. Beastmaster as well, choosing not to max that inner beast so that he can get an max out Call of the Wild very early on. You need that because they already lack tempo, and you need to win this game in the mid game. Who's going to be auto attacking thanks to that aura, right? You have a Necro and a Mirana. Save that for later. Ensure you get that extra creep. It also allows them to set up for Roche if they can get this mid tower.
Smoke again. On PPD. PPD out low. For Facehugger, he'll start the attempt, and the Logic Glacier will come in for cleanup. He's gone, and they're now in position to push onto this tier 2 bottom. They don't have the Beastmaster with them. Will be a little slower than the push up top. But it looks to be a push they'll get away with. As NiP don't seem interested in contesting it. They're more interested in trying to find a kill. They're setting up, looking for that Beastmaster top. Fada, the catch with a tornado. Happy to keep the distance though. That may make it a little too hard for NiP to catch. They won't get the kill, and they'll give up their tier 2 tower bottom. 19 minutes in, and in a game where they've got this anti-mage, they are losing the map control.
And look, I love the wards they placed on that move as well. They now have 3 actually, if you count that one on the high ground all the way up top. But they have this great vision now. They get the 2 towers bottom. They can leave this lane now indefinitely. They do not give a damn about it. And they can go collect mid tower and then Roche. They need to do this within the next 3 to 4 minutes because you don't want to fight into the AM Manta reveal. It's going to be very scary for you in a game like this. One stun and the AM Blinken is immediately going to land a kill on any hero this choose.
Double damage rune. Facehugger looks for the arrow. Be blocked by the Ancient. Nice bit of gold from the anti-mage.
I wish they were ready to dive on this tower. They have the ward behind. You need to be willing to kill this Nina.
Saxa leads in. Be spotted out by the creeps. EVOS away with these pushes. The angle gets the tornado EMP down. Will not hit onto Whitemon. Keeps the distance. Drops the tombstone down as well, just in case there was the potential of Ace jumping in on the anti-mage and looking to commit. But Ace is elsewhere, continuing to just focus on farming up that Manta. And you've got a full Blink Dagger picked up as well on BO2, so as well as the opportunities to steal the anti-mage's spells, he's also got his own maneuverability to rely.
That should help.
It's really well played, and I wish they had just walked into Roche, but they feel not quite confident with Tombstone on cooldown, but it's gonna mean that Ace is gonna have the Manta in time to possibly be able to contest that, but you're NiP. You may just kind of let Sleeping Dogs lie and just not contest it whatsoever. EVOS has got to force it first.
3 of them on EVOS down. We'll see if Ace gets tempted to jump in and do something. He's thinking about blinking. There is backup here for a Logic. Saxa. They are going to jump in and commit. Quick burst. They do get the kill onto the Necrophos. Whitemon and BO2. They don't want to fight back. The Necrophos, they'll go. NiP just able to burst down a Logic a little too quickly to allow EVOS the chance to actually fight back. Arrow comes in, might catch onto Ace. Ace still feeling very confident in this position, knowing that
In the second end, Laguna.
Ooh, that's a nice steal. He may just be able to go for the solo on Saxa if he wishes to do so. Blinks in, can't quite get the vision for the catch, does get caught out by the low strike array, but Facehugger and Whitemon there in as well as Avir. EVOS bringing in the boys down bottom. Get the kill onto Saxa. Ace will be able to get out. Same time mid lane, PPD's got the army pushing him, taking a tier 2 away from EVOS, and they will claim it. So claiming good control of the mid lane. NiP pushing very, very strong.
Another just well played PPD, very experienced captain. NiP, while they don't have what I would say is like your elite tier players that you see on squads like etc., they do have that understanding of the game. They're all incredibly experienced players, and they're very willing to trade a support down bottom. Fada and people, they're not leaving. They're going to get those towers.
No way Ace is going to that wall that they laid down here just outside of this entrance to the entrance. Hand of God though, is that going to keep him alive? It is! Oh no! The Hand of God, just enough. EVOS, even with the stolen Laguna Blade, they couldn't quite burst. It would have been a huge kill for them to find, but PPD was there with the global save. Now NiP, as well as making that evasive play mid, pressure on top, they'll instantly TP back as soon as EVOS start to wrap up towards there. Couldn't quite get that kill.
It's just a game of catch me if you can. It's so annoying. You have Saxa in one lane, Invoker in another, and AM just farming pretty much everything with the threat of the 3-3 Tiny, who's almost always off map as well.
It's effective with goes for it. The arrow. So to get away and same time on top. Ace and 33 are in, and on top of it, Logic. There is backup. Avil doesn't have the primal roar though. A hard kill to get ready. He'll summon up the army, but Ace is already out of there. 33 blinking deeper. BO2 trying to hunt him down. They've got the vision with the Hawk. Find the Tiny at least, as 33 is left behind. Well, still keeping themselves ahead in 8 kills, and net worth is very close. Less than a 1k difference between these two teams 23 minutes in. 18 to 11. We'll see this on the replay again, how close EVOS were to getting that kill on the AM. Perfect opening, everything thrown down, but the Hand of God comes through, then he gets out on about 50 HP.
That roar was about 0.75 seconds too early. Well, I don't know if I'd call that a flawless opening.
Well, they stacked it pretty much straight on top of each other.
I mean,
there was the opportunity to have more to say.
Yes.
Dire's
There's
bottom
also
tower is
have
under
Feel
attack.
buying Primal Rolls online. They could go for a kill. They don't want PPD. They want something big.
They overlap again.
Is that going to cost them a kill? They'll get it, but you're right. They got to be careful with this. Yeah, I saw it that time.
It does cost them the tower kill. The Alacrity Catapult.
They pop it both at the same time. Yeah. I don't see that every day. So 33 getting the Vanguard on the time. So
It's the way to go. You're playing against heroes that are going to have damage issues on the side of EVOS, and you have an Anti-Mage who's already going to have that innate tank ability going for the Ags. You know, this whole team understands, look, the enemy squad is going to run out of damage. They can only kill my Anti-Mage in a roar or a huge arrow.
Fine.
blow your cooldowns. No need to hang on. Mana Void, 70 seconds.
Can they punish this? He's got the blink stolen if he wants to come. He's a little scared. They didn't have really any spot. They only had the Undying really by his side, so would not have had enough to get him. They need that Raw or that Arrow follow-up if they want any sort of chance of buying time to kill the anti-mage.
And they need a Roche too, but at this rate, I'm very fearful that new timing for EVOS to win the game might end up just being post-Animage 6 slot. That's really the two weaknesses of Animage, the early game and the hyper late game. Yes, you know, you think of it as the super hard carry, but realistically, if Beastmaster, Necro, Mirana all get to like that 4th or 5th item, they will be able to outscale the NiP lineup in this game, assuming that the Invoker doesn't get incredibly out of hand as well. But Spada's game so far, not quite what he would hope for, but that's the product of being ganked 3 times middle and Boss Wex playing more of a space maker in this game.
We'll see here, yeah, sort of Spada's movements around the map this game. Deaths in the mid, a couple of deaths down bottom. Been all over the place here, part of this game. Immobile and some of the how much Spada would be able to offer these stages around, making sure that there was sort of space and action going on, where the anti-mage wasn't opening up that opposite half of the map at the time. But Ace, who has now got that Aghanims complete on top of the Manta Star, so incredibly tricky to catch. They have to find a way to pop that passive before following up with the Raw.
The sentry laid down up top, and they're just baiting it as 4. Spada's a fast connect.
33's in. But the opening, Force is going to be there, but it's not going to save him. Too much burst. Doesn't get the kill. Dust is out. Got the vision on Whitemon. Anvil tries to turn to go for the Raw, but the mana's already being burned. They've got the combo as they've lost 2 on EVOS. 33 forcing Whitemon away as he's still dusted. The Avalanche, Tree Toss, and a couple of punches to the back bring down the Undying. NiP starting to come out clearly on top of the trades, on top of the team fights. Now push onto that tier 2 top with no answer from EVOS.
Yeah, you know, they're only 4k ahead, but still, there's so much dead worth on the Dire side. Like 1,500 gold saved on the Rubik and the Blink. That's not really going to impact an engagement. Same with the Beastmaster Shadowblade. These items are only effective if they can utilize the positioning advantage to find pickoffs. You have NiP who's just going to clump up and go fight as 5 with an Anti-Mage, now with an Aegis. They've itemized to win the game on this timing. Crimson Guard's about to be picked up as well. There it is. And this is NiP just understanding their lineup. You're not playing for an AM6 slot. You're going to get this Aegis, maybe his next item, but realistically, you can starve the map now for a few minutes and potentially threaten tier 3 right after. The Abyssal AM is going to mean he kills anyone on map all by himself.
There's not really any sort of answer or save for whoever gets jumped on at the moment. Really want to is NiP. They are grouped up. Need to make a movement with this Aegis and smoke. Of course, a little too split up here. We'll see who gets caught out by this one. Beal. Will be spotted out. He did. Try his best for the Dukes here in terms of getting away from any sort of potential dust. He's blinking into the trees, however, making a good call. They'll quite find him there, so he'll be able to get himself away. The rest of EVOS also themselves at a safe distance, so the smoke unable to find a kill.
Still a high level smoke though. They had pushed top so far that yeah, Mirana can go catch it, but they're already in position now where they're ahead by about 20-30 seconds on this wave. So they're going to collect this tier 2 for free, and Mirana's going to be faced with a difficult decision. Even though teleport, look at how far he is. AM could go tier 3, especially now that the Rubik's been picked off as well. You have 50 seconds of freedom.
Sort of set up there from the power of the Lina with that cast range and the ether length. It's a light strike from a mile away. Especially during this night time, very hard to do anything about unless you've got perfect vision up. Bottom tier 2, likely to be taken. That's from the AM. 20 seconds without the full roster of EVOS. Tier 2 tower taken by NiP, 6k advantage and ready to push for more with this Aegis. Looking to threaten, keep high ground and the base.
I don't know how you stop this. You just can't kill any mage. Again, there's a Crimson Guard. Beastmaster's damage is negligible. It means the zombies do absolutely nothing for the duration, and Ace still has an Aegis.
Twice. It's so hard to do. Oh, massive.
I like how they're playing it just slow and steady.
To do something here, EVOS. They're slowly losing the ranks. Arrow comes through. Only going to hit on an illusion combo from Fada with the Tornado EMP down towards Illogic. Forced to the side. Sunstrike's there though, and Illogic, he's gone. Perfect play from Fada to combo down the Necroboss, and Illogic's out without buyback for 50 seconds. He's still seeing the safe opportunity to continue pushing. 33 jumping into the base behind the ranks. Combos down another. Fada picks up the kill. As it's a double kill for Fada. No buybacks on the two members of EVOS. The full set of racks taken down on the bottom lane. NiP go for more, or they can look to play it safe. They'll back up, Wars back out top lane. This game looking to get into a very tough situation for EVOS. They had a good showing at the start. They certainly came in with the plays, the rotations, they had the ideas. But as we sort of said, the anti-mage was definitely a we're better than you pick, and it certainly looks like PPD was right in that sense.
That's the exact point I was going to make. I mean, I would say that they did about as well as they can hope for in the early game, but it's just an uphill battle. You need to play flawlessly to win when you're this far behind in terms of being able to close out a game. And NiP, like, did it ever really feel like they were pressured? I mean, methodically, just farming lanes. I imagine Peter with like a straw hat and a little bit of hay in his mouth, just on the desk, thinking, you know what, guys, just chill, wait for the harvest, and we're gonna.
Careful. So you hear quick combo. Onto BO2 is going to heal by the Soul Rip. They do manage to surround 33. He's a pretty beefy brute though. And they actually finish him off. They've got the Reapers. And that will allow them to take him down. Immediate buyback from 33. He does not want to mess around with that long death time. Fada's also down. Themselves a couple of nice picks.
I like it though. Now you have Tiny with this huge window. He's alive. Reaper Sight is down. How do you kill anything anymore?
I mean, Ace. We jump in on top of BO2.
Shadows, take us.
But still, the problem really being on how they did catch out the Ace anti-mage. Base they go with the Moonlight, but Ace moves forward. 33 as well, looks for the Avalanche, getting on top of Illogic. Illogic does get the Ghost Shroud out in time, but still the Light Strike, Dragon Slave, Laguna bring him down low. Soul Rip and Force Staff keeps Illogic safe. Back towards the base, he'll get out. Facehugger trying to head forward, but the Light Strike comes out from Saxa onto the two of them. Dragon Slave as well. BO2 turns with the Stolen Laguna Blade, not enough to kill Saxa. Now the Blinking from Ace. Instant bash control onto the Rubik. Rubik's out for 70. That was a dieback from BO2. Field trying for the wraparound, maybe see if he can find a cheeky kill on the back. Saxa is pretty low at the moment. Yep. Army in. Saxa does have the stun, but 33's there with the Avalanche to disable the creeps long enough to keep Saxa safe. Ace does find Avil. It's him after the Shadow Blade wears off, and Avil, he cannot run. He's unstoppable on the anti-mage.
Just look at the net worth disparity. It's an exponential. This far ahead on about 1,000 ahead when you had 8 net worth, and now doubling up higher any player in the game.
Absolutely huge, Ace.
It's an easy game to play. You made the right decisions, but when you can carry a game by simply rotating out of a lane, you're like big play in the game, it's real nice.
Just having a look at top.
It's a stat booster. This is the sort of game you love.
Yeah, get your sort of your average GPM up, absolutely.
I mean, when you have an MVP, a Mercedes, you get a Mercedes for being an MVP.
That's true.
This is big.
You know, Ace doing his part to get his hands on and one of those cars away from VP. Showing us the good stuff. And again, you know, a lot of this is just his team around, setting up the map stuff, space that Ace needs. But Ace, yeah, he's not been messing around. He's been doing everything. Patterns on point, exactly where EVOS aren't. Brought out the wants this game. Teammate 6-1 and 5 Ace this game. Of course they are. Base ready to hold. It's very close to the 25, so you know that one.
Oh yeah, there's no reason not. It makes the right now you probably got a 98% win probability. I've seen that sort of game thrown a few times. The Roche, and it's effectively that.
So they're gonna try and find. situation arises. Any sort of setup and scan is going to put themselves on top just in case anyone was invis around them. Long smoke wraparound from the bottom half of the map. They may bump into Fada. Fada's got a lot of his team by his side, and NiP, they're going to go for a smoke themselves. They're on the low ground though. It's dispelled. EVOS going to go for the quick flick. They're going to open it. Bruno Raw and Reaper Sight down. That's going to be Invoker gone with a buyback straight away. BKB from Facehugger. He's coming in. He's doing a good amount of damage here. He's taking down Saxa. The Cataclysm comes through. Ace has got the bashes onto Facehugger. Abyssal Blade down as well as he sees him. He's got the vision. Facehugger's gone. Blade Chew playing around with 33, but he's so tanky. He has Ace by his side. Blade Chew will go quick with the blink and TP out. White Money's trying to hide and escape from this as well, but Fada finds him with a tornado. Ace jumps in as they take 3. EVOS though, they managed to get they got 3 kills in return. Fada had to buy back for that. EVOS do have buybacks available. But still, despite being 13k behind, they're certainly able to put up a fight. But it's just not good enough to swing the game back around, as they need a lot more to really gain control of this.
That fight was pretty much 3v5, and they still lost pretty considerably. Obviously, Fada does buy back with Cataclysm, but Ace is unstoppable at this point in the game. He does have the level 25. Butterfly.
And the evasion. Butterfly, absolutely. And again, it's this timing you talked about. They're brought back, they're pushing in. There's no threat of a Reaper Sight. The one guarantee that they've really had to rely on EVOS to kill off the cores each fight. Without that, very unlikely they'll find these kills.
Dyer's middle tower has fallen.
Come on, hit it. I think Sax at the same time doesn't really mind this, because again, now there's no Reaper Sight, now there's no Raw for this defense. And already the melee racks have been taken. They move in, they get the kills, the buyback's coming out from the two of them. Toss back onto Blade Chew. He does have the stolen avalanche out onto Fada. 33 moves forward. Sora to heal up Blade Chew as well as the telekinesis onto 33. But it's so hard for them to kill these heroes without those 2 ultimates. This will blink away, but they've already got what they came for. They've got that mid melee racks. 33 being slowed down. Arrow comes through, but it won't connect. 33 getting focused. The damage from Facehugger is enough to take him out of the game. He's gone for 100 seconds. Does not have buyback for that time as well. With the Moonlight Shadow, EVOS, they're trying to find more. Let's see if they can find it. The Invis Sentry's already down though. In fact, Ace jumps in, looks to get the control onto Abil. The Cataclysm also onto Blade Chew, causing issues. The Undying's gone. Ace will finish off the Rubik, as now they're in a situation. 2 dead, no buybacks. They have got Reaper's Sight back online. They're going to have the Roar as well again in a second. And they still don't have to worry about a Tiny for 70 seconds.
It's so hard to play against AM's Rubik in this game. He lifted himself, and the AM's shield blocked it, so effectively he just stuns himself and dies. And you can't kill Ace anymore.
Watching. Goes in, sort of base out the combo. It's going to mean Abil's in trouble, though. He just gets focused instead. Ace blinks forward. They second back in. It's just the 2 of them. They'll try with the Reaper Sight, but it's an incredibly early one. The BKB is out, but the Abyssal Blade's down onto Facehugger. A leap again to give the distance. Ace has the Mana Void down onto the Necrophos. Says GG.
Dyer's middle tower is
will game
Dyer's
success. Ace and the boys get away with it. An incredible amount of farm, and became that beast that we were always worried about if EVOS were going to be able to deal with. And as it came to be, they just could not.
I'm just